I can't believe this. I can't believe this. How organic this is. Look at that, guys. 7 in the live, 3 likes. Messi, 7 World Cup goals, 3 assists in the 2022 FIFA World Cup. He had a season where he scored 73 goals in the 2012-2013 season, which is a record. Broke Gerd Muller's record of 67. My word, I have chills. I have chills. Wait, give me a moment here. 11 in the live, 6 likes. Ronaldo's last ever game for the Red Devils on 11-6. 11 times 6 is 66. The year the Church of Satan was founded. Right. Hello, JM, Georgie, Figures, Chigozi. Guys, I'm like a Cheshire cat here. I was up all night, not Ric Flair style. Woo! I was up all night on my book. And I was speaking to my mate, Thomas Lockwood, and Greza, about my book. And then shortly after, they both messaged me saying Pele's died. I said, no way. The Pele's died. I was like, the day I'm going to release my book. And then somebody else messaged me saying the same thing. Pele's died. I said, I'm literally releasing my book today. It's like, oh my God, did you sacrifice Pele for your book? It's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. So no, I didn't sacrifice Pele for my book release date. I honestly wasn't even aware, because I lose track of days and dates. I wasn't even aware that today was December the 29th, because 1229 is the 231st prime. 1229 is the 201st prime number. 201. And that is a big, big number in my book. And it's a number that I hope the world becomes aware of it. All right. It's not a coincidence that Pele has just died on 12/29, the 201st prime date. Brazil were 201 in the group stages of the World Cup, which is 66.6% win ratio. And they became 201 201 days before Prince William's birthday, which is on 21/6. And 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. So he's gone, guys. Pele's gone. All right. 2 months and 6 days after his 82nd birthday. 26 again. 26. Messi won the World Cup final in his 26th appearance in the competition. Queen Elizabeth was born in 26. Became the Queen on 2/6. All right. England hosted Euro 96, 26 years ago. Pope Francis was born on the 351st day of the year, the 26 triangular number. So you've got Pele going out 2 months and 6 days after he turned 82. And who was the Golden Boot winner? The guy who gets compared with Pele? Kylian Mbappe. Ian Mbappe. 8 goals, 2 assists. 82. Queen Elizabeth, born 4/21, April the 21st. 4/21, 82nd prime. Argentina won the World Cup. They were involved in the Falklands War. That began in 82. It began on 4/2. Like Messi just got his 42nd all-time trophy. All right? And Argentina got 42 million for winning the World Cup final. And the winning penalty taker was by a player who wears number 4 for Argentina and number 2 for Sevilla. This book, which I've given my heart and soul to, it's given me chills thinking about people reading it. Thank you, God, for just giving me this gift to do that book. It's worn me out. After the live, I might go over the book for another 15, 20 minutes because I'm sure there's a few more things I can find with Pele, with his death. But yeah, he died of cancer. Cancer gets you 44. Argentina won their first ever World Cup 44 years ago. They scored 4 out of 4 of their penalties in the World Cup final. It's Argentina equals 44 in Gematria. It's just mind-blowing. I've got so much. There was a find that I did. I'm not going to tell you it yet because I'm not going to give everything away. There was a find about 45 minutes ago that I made with Messi that made me jump out of my seat. Don't know what it was that guided me to find that particular number. I jumped out of my seat and said, "Get in! Get in!" And I went to check it. I was like, yeah, that's right. Okay, I need to add that there. That find was just like, it was just, wow. It's so beautiful to still get that after almost 3 years, to still get that. Wow. Jeez, oh my word. Guys, our universe is completely coded. This World Cup book will show you that. I want to make very, 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 very clear now that this World Cup book, you don't need to be a fan of sports, a fan of football to appreciate what I've put in this book. It's basically me decoding the universe where the focal point is the World Cup. And I've told you it's the most watched tournament in the world. Even if you have no interest in football, you know what the FIFA World Cup is. You're fully aware of it. And it's funny how Pele dies. Pele is the only player to ever win 3 World Cups. That's why people call him the GOAT. Okay, because he won it when he was 17 and they beat Sweden. And then he won it 4 years later, but he was out. He didn't play in the final. And then obviously they won it in 1970, which is arguably the greatest ever team in the history, the 1970 Brazil team. So he's the only player to ever win it 3 times. And hey, brother, where's the link to your book? I'll tell you that in a moment. But he's the only player who ever won it 3 times, and he's just died 11 days after Argentina got their 3rd World Cup. Guys, it's almost like there's some sort of cycle in this universe as well. It's like Mbappe is the next Pele, isn't he? They've been pushing that for a long time, is the next Pele. And then Mbappe gets the golden boot, 8 goals, 2 assists, and then shortly after, Pele dies at 82. And it's not a coincidence that Neymar just got sent off after 62 minutes. All right, 62 is big in my book. Neymar just got sent off after 62 minutes. So he was technically the villain of that game. And who was the hero? Mbappe. 96-minute winning penalty. And again, big shout out to Mick, who got on them plus 900 for the guys out there who bet. He just thought there's no way PSG are not going to get that 14-2-0 because of what I said. But there was. If he obviously didn't see the possible 13-3, which I caught after about 75 minutes, but he stuck with the code. And I really believe now, to the end of the season, it's all going to be Argentina numbers, which are revelation numbers, which is more important. So the link to my book, it's not so much a link. I've got a lot of people that have already emailed me, so thank you. I've yet to send it to anybody, but I'm going to send out a lot today. So what it is, you email me at this email, which I'm going to put. I always put my email in the description all the time. So you email me at aedders11@gmail.com. And then you say, hey, Illusion, I'd love to buy your, not your Queen book, your World Cup book. $7, how do I pay you? You just send me $7 to my PayPal account and then send me a screenshot or whatever, or confirmation that you've done it. I'll check my PayPal. I send you the book. And this is a book you're going to read over and over and over and over and over again and still find new things like, wow. For anyone who's deadly serious about coding and wants to get really good at this, you'll see in this book how I do it. People always ask me, how do you code? How do you code? What tools do you use? How are you so accurate? You'll see in this book how I code. You'll see the biggest numbers and you'll see what the numbers represent. A lot of people in this community just say 42 gets you this and it gets you that. They don't truly know what it actually represents to the universe. They're just going off words that equate to 42. I'm going next level in this book. So, yeah, it was 21 days after Neymar matched him. So I said Pele was going to die when Neymar overtakes him. But he's died when they're both on 77. I said about a year ago, Pele goes out as soon as Neymar overtakes him in the goal scoring charts. But they both have 77, which is another huge number in my book, 77 goals for Brazil. 77 plus 77 is 154, which super syncs with the Society of Jesus in Argentina winning the World Cup. The 77 is so big. I used to always go on about Flight 77 and how it hit the World Trade Center 77 minutes after taking off. And I always tell you how Boris Johnson, the 77th Prime Minister, stepped down on 7/7 on the 17-year anniversary of the 7/7 bombings, and 17 is the 7th prime. I told you how England got to the final of Euro 2020 on 7/7, lost the final 4 days later on 11/7, 11 times 7, 77. So then both getting 77 goals. It's all coded. You are not going to believe my Lionel Messi codes. I've got his debut for Argentina, his debut for Barcelona, his first World Cup goal. Messi's pretty much the GOAT now, right? Okay, happy face man, how you doing? Joseph, much love. All right. Statistically, Messi is now the GOAT, stats-wise. Other than the fact that Pele has got 3 World Cups, when you look at most successful dribbles, Messi has most goal contributions with 21. The most fouled player, the most shots on target. He's got all these stats that basically confirm he's the GOAT, and now he's got the World Cup win. And I've got pretty much every stat about his whole career, big stats, where you're going to look at it and you're going to understand why Lionel Messi is the GOAT. You're going to see every single number that represents Messi's career and what they mean. I've told you this book, I'm going to tell you what they mean. You'll see how 13 is a huge number with evil, biblically, 13. With Judas, with Nimrod, huge, 13. And you'll see all the 13s with Messi. You'll see how he has 13 World Cup goals. You'll see how he came into the World Cup with 13 goals for Paris Saint-Germain. You'll see that he moved to Spain, to Barcelona at age 13. And it's all going to make sense to you why the World Cup final was played with 13 days left in the year. You're going to go, wow, I can't deny this anymore. What is revealed here, I cannot deny anymore. I want to learn this. I want to code the universe, not for selfish purposes, not to just win money. I want to figure out what I'm doing here and what this universe is all about and how it operates. Is that not why we're here? To figure out why we're here? The purpose of our life, what is it? Why are we here? This book's going to really help you with that. I can't wait to get it printed off. I'm going to read this over and over, just like I read this every single day. I'm going to read my book over and over and over again. Doing this, I learned so much. This past, I've probably done 600 hours, 550, 600 hours on the book. Just 10, 12 hours, 13 hours, whatever it may be. I'm in need of a massage. That's all I'm going to say. 13 is connected to the Templars. It's connected to the Illuminati. It's It's connected to the calendar that we operate on, or should be operating on, which should have 13 months. It's really, 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 really mind-blowing stuff. So I can't believe I'm releasing it the day Pele dies, and I had no idea. It's just, you'll see in my book about 360 as well with Messi and Maradona, 360, the connections. And 360 is how many degrees are in a circle, the circle of life. Told you basically, you'll see how Messi and Maradona's careers are so connected. I'm not going to get into it. I didn't know this myself. I knew similarities with Maradona and Messi. I had a lot of them in my locker, way more than you can imagine. But what I know now about their careers, wait, I have to do the death span from Pele's death to Maradona's. That might have to go in the book if I find some gold here. Oh, man. That is absolutely beautiful. That is insane. Oh, my goodness. The book, I need about another 30 minutes with it, guys. I've got so many 214s in my book. So many 214s. Because that's Queen Elizabeth's birthday, the 21st of April. 214. And now we have this. Pele's died 2 years, 1 month and 4 days after Maradona. Wow. That's another, guys, there's so many 214s with the Queen, with Ronaldo, with Messi, and now I've got that one. Jeez. How much is your book? It's literally $7, and it should be a lot more, but there's a reason behind the $7. I'm going to tell you the reason behind the $7 now. All right. Pele died 3 months and 3 weeks after the Queen died. That's enormous. I'm going to take that. Thank you, more decodes. I'm going to find a lot with this death. I haven't looked into it. I just basically found out shortly before I was going live that Pele died. But thank you for that, because obviously 33 is a sacred number. So somebody asked me, how much is my book? So $7. And here's why. Here's why. So it's basically connected to the Bible. So I'm going to read it out. This is within my book, but I'm going to read it out. So in my book, I've given you certain numbers, which are big numbers biblically. And obviously number 7 is one of them when you've read the Bible. So this is why I'm charging $7 when all my other books were 10. And this is the better book. So the number 7 is especially prominent in biblical scripture. Appears over 700 times. From the 7 days of creation to the many sevens in Revelation. The number 7 connotes such concepts as completion, like completing the book, and perfection. The book's not perfect, but it's the best thing I've ever done. Exoneration and healing, and the fulfillment of promises and oaths. So in Hebrew, the number 7 has the same consonants as the word for completeness or wholeness. In Genesis 1, 7 develops 2 key symbolic associations. One of them is that 1 through 7 altogether is a symbol of completeness. The number 7 also denotes completion at the crucifixion, when Jesus spoke 7 statements in agony from the cross at the completion of his earthly duties. And then I told you the 7 seals are one of the series of end-time judgments from God. The Lord's Prayer contains 7 petitions. Jesus, again, spoke in the grouping of 7 when he used 7 metaphors to describe himself as the path to salvation, the perfect reward for a good and faithful servant. In addition, King David referenced the number 7 in describing the perfect nature of God's words when he wrote that the Lord's words are flawless, like gold refined 7 times. Initially, the total number of books in the Bible was 49, which is 7 times 7, further illustrating the integration of 7 into the word of God. And then you've got Genesis 2:2. And on the 7th day, God ended his work, which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work, which he had made. That's Genesis 2:2. And this was just the 22nd edition of the FIFA World Cup. And it was played on the 7th day of the week. And the World Cup lasted 28 days. 28 is the 7th triangular number. And Argentina had to play in 7 games to win the World Cup. I don't want to get emotional, so I'll just get it out of the way. My amazing auntie, Valerie, my dad's sister, she died 7 days before the World Cup final at 76, which is interesting. 7 times 6 is 42. So I've got a lot of 7s. I have always liked that number. 11 has always been my favorite number, but 7 is a beautiful number. You're going to see in my book as well why these stars have these certain jersey numbers. And what's freaking me out a little bit, the 7th day is Saturn's day. Saturn has 7 rings. World Cup final was played during Saturnalia. Brady's got 7 rings. It was me who predicted Brady would win Super Bowl 55 and beat the Chiefs before the season began, which made me believe I was really good at this. So, this is another thing I want to say, which gave me chills. It gave me real chills. So my book is 457 pages long. 457. And I just smiled because 457 is the 88th prime number. Messi's first ever World Cup goal for Argentina was after 88 minutes. Argentina just won the World Cup in their 88th World Cup appearance. And my book, guys, has 457 pages organically, the 88th prime. I mentioned that right at the end of it. I think it's the last line of my book. 457 pages, 88th prime. Woo! Organic, not intentional. It's not intentional I'm releasing it on the 201st prime day of the year either. But how crazy that France and Argentina both had 201 records in the group stages. Or how Messi stayed in room 201. Or how Pope Francis was in suite 201 at the Vatican. Or how Brady threw for 201 yards, Super Bowl 55, and then went to the White House with the books on the 201st day of the year. And I'm releasing my book, the 201st prime date. And then Pele dies. I'm synced up with this universe, guys. It's unbelievable. It's beautiful. In regards to Pele, is he dead? Is he not? I don't know, and I'm not going to waste my energy saying he's dead, he's not dead. It's been announced that he's dead. Billions of people in the world believe Pele is dead. So it's energy harvesting, which is what it's all about. What you need to understand, whether these people die or not, or whether there's magic involved, or demons, or angels, or technology, or it's organic, whatever it is, it's all energy harvesting. So the fact is, Pele has been announced as being dead at age 82 on December the 29th, 2022, 11 days after the World Cup final. That's what we've got. So by wasting our energy saying he's on an island with Tupac, no, Tupac's, in my opinion, still rapping with Jurassic 5. But that type of stuff, it don't get you anywhere. When you start saying Elvis Presley's still alive, Tupac's still alive, Barry's still alive, it won't really get you anywhere. This World Cup book will, because it's freaking undeniable. Pretty much everything within it, you can research for yourself. I always told myself I want to make sure my work is so undeniable that anyone can check over it and they can't dismiss it. They can't dismiss the finds. They can just tell me it's a coincidence, but they can't dismiss the durations, the prime numbers, the Fibonacci sequence, the amount of goals players have, the amount of assists they've got. They can't. And What about Pele? He played 92 games for Brazil. And the first ever World Cup was 92 years ago, in 1930. All right? Which was the year the founder of the Church of Satan was born, Anton LaVey. And then England won the World Cup in 66, the year he founded the Church of Satan, guys. You are going to see in my book, I'm not saying sorry for plugging my book. I've given my heart and soul to this book. This book's going to live longer than I am. So you're going to see how all of these World Cups are satanic, all coded, all connected to get to the statistics that they're at now. We'll see, won't we, in 2026 if there's another World Cup. We'll see. Pele is arguably the greatest ever World Cup player statistically with World Cups. Well, he is. He's the only one to ever win 3. And he's just died. Is that the death of the World Cup? Is that the death of the World Cup? Is that the end of it? The biggest icon of the World Cup has just died 11 days after the 2022 World Cup final. The GOAT, Messi, literally the GOAT now. It's done. There's not really any arguing with it. And when you see all the numbers, the 666 is behind it all, I just don't think there's going to be another one. If they're going to give me another 4 years of doing this, of breaking down professional sports, allowing me another 4 years of doing this, my word, I think I practically got the majority of the games in the World Cup correct. A year and a half ago, I said Argentina would make the final. Multiple times I said they were going to win it. Imagine in 4 years what I'm going to be able to do, or what you guys are going to be able to do. Like, how are PSG winning in the 96th minute against Strasbourg, who were 19th in the league? Well, Messi won't play. And yeah, but they had Neymar, they had Mbappe, they had Verratti, they had all the other stars. How are they scraping a win with the last kick of the game, pretty much? How's that happening? What about in the World Cup? How did Spain beat Costa Rica 7-0? Germany lose to Japan. And then you have Costa Rica beating Japan and Germany drawing with Spain in the space of a few days. How does that happen if it's not coded? You'll see in my book why Spain beat Costa Rica 7-0, and it was all connected to Queen Elizabeth reigning for 70 years and Daniel's 70 weeks. You'll see why Spain drew 1-1 with Germany. And why Germany equalised after 82 minutes, after losing to Japan to an 82nd minute. 83, sorry. Germany scored after 83 minutes to equalise against Spain. The game before, they lost against Japan due to an 83rd minute goal. And World War II began 83 years ago, which involved Germany. Japan's connected to war. You'll see it's war-themed. It's Church of Satan. It's Queen Elizabeth. It's all the stuff I talk about in all my lives. You're going to have your mind blown. I'm not going to talk about who's winning the 2026 World Cup when I don't think there's going to be one. I'm not going to look that far ahead. I'm not sure if they're going to do these Euros. I know the upcoming 2026 World Cup that's supposed to be in the US, Canada, and Mexico. It'll be the third time Mexico have hosted the World Cup, the first nation to ever do that. You'll see how Maradona and Messi are so connected to Mexico. And I live in Mexico. I was born in 86 when Maradona won the World Cup in Mexico. Just can't make this stuff up. I've got a little section about my personal things with Argentina. It's really interesting. But this upcoming World Cup is supposed to be taking place 2026, begins on 6/8. It's going to be exactly 77 years after George Orwell released his 1984 book. 77, guys, connects with Pele. And I've just... I'm not convinced that it's going to end, let alone start. But you know what I mean? There's no point really talking about that. It's too far. If there is another Euros, I'll do what I did with this. I will absolutely ruin the Euros, the upcoming one, if there is. Zach can put this in his book about 201, sure. I don't mind people taking my work or my finds. I'm fine with that. There's people who've set up Patreons posting my codes. That's a bit too much, claiming they're theirs, but I can't stop people from doing that. So yeah, get the information out there. Again, how many people in the world know that 1,229 is the 201st prime? They're just going to say Pele died. He's been sick for ages. He's had cancer for ages. By the way, Pele got rushed to hospital 22 days before the World Cup final, which was the 22nd edition of the tournament. Messi won his first ever Ballon d'Or at age 22. I've got so many. You're not going to believe what I've got in this book. You know. So let me see. If you want this book, I've already got a few people that have messaged me. If you want this book, guys, I've got, wow, a lot of people. Thank you. Eric, Glorious Justice, Leon, who's this? Matt. So a lot of you, I don't know if you're in the live now saying you want the book. I will get you it. If you do want it, email me now. Because this evening I am going to celebrate with beautiful Kenya. Okay, I'm going to say this, guys. Kenya, was it you, Jerry? Did you email me? Thank you. I want to sell in the thousands of this. Again, not purely for financial reasons, just the work I've put in, the knowledge there. $7, man. For what I do, for what I've done, this book, man, my word. Screw watching movies or TV shows or football games. Sit down, read this book. So Kenya now is officially my girlfriend. I told myself I'd never have a girlfriend again, but she's my girlfriend now. So I've got a lot to celebrate. She's my girlfriend, and my book's released. I ain't celebrating Pele's death. I didn't know Pele. I don't know anything about him. I'm not happy that he's dead at all. But I will tell you this. Growing up, obviously, I'm a huge football fan. Very, very talented footballer. I never, ever wanted to be Pele. Like, you know, when you're playing when you're younger and you do something amazing, like Messi or Ronaldo, or you just say, who else would I always say when I was playing football? Like, in the park, I'd do a strike and I'd say the name. I think Rivaldo, Figo, those type of players. I never said Pele. I never really thought much of Pele. I've seen some of his highlights, just the way he moved, the way he played. He didn't have that grace of a Messi or a Maradona for me, like watching him play. It just never thought much of Pele. So when Maradona died, because that was November the 25th, 2020. I was still pretty new on my journey. So I was pretty sad when Maradona died because I really loved Maradona as a footballer. Because I'm a technical player. And the way Maradona could dribble the ball, like showboat. I was pretty sad when Maradona died. But now when any of these people die, there's not an inch of sadness within me. But I loved Faithless growing up. All right? The band Faithless. And the leader of Faithless, lead singer, he just died. And I know years ago, that would have been like, oh my word, I've got so many good memories listening to his songs. I can't believe he's dead. Geez, we all die. We're all going to die. Like, that's how I used to feel when a celebrity died that I looked up to or appreciated. And now it's like, all right, nobody ever truly dies anyway. But I am really at a point that whether they're dying or not, there's definitely ritual sacrifices to either the character or the actual person in regards to other people gaining success. So when somebody's gaining all like the success Mbappe has got, I'm sure it's connected to Pele's death. And then you've got obviously Mbappe playing with Neymar. Like, How can they rave on about FIFA fair play? You know, they tried to push FIFA fair play and then have a team that has Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, Donnarumma, Verratti, Ramos, all in the same team. In reality, how is that not walking its way to the Champions League? So this FIFA fair play and like we're getting told Barcelona couldn't afford to keep Messi. Then they signed Lewandowski. The stuff that they feed us, guys, is nonsense. I've got a little section about Lewandowski in my book because this World Cup was his first tournament that he'd scored in the World Cup. I'll give you the numbers why. Italy lost to Brazil and USA in 1994 on penalties. Yeah, that World Cup final was 0-0. I'm pretty sure it's when Baggio skied it. There's not many World Cups, guys, that don't have many goals in them. Usually, historically, World Cup finals, both teams to score hits practically every time. There's been 22 World Cup finals, and I'm pretty sure 60, 70% have involved both teams scoring, just like this recent one did. It's not many. Isn't it funny how Maradona and Messi have both lost World Cup finals 1-0 to Germany? Maradona and Argentina lost the 1990 World Cup final to Germany 1-0. Argentina lost to Germany in 2014 in the World Cup final, which involved Messi. That's why Goetze got that winning goal after 113 minutes. Diana Ross missed the penalty in the opening ceremony. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. England didn't qualify for that tournament in 1994. That's why I don't think I had much interest in it. And I was, 8 years old? 1994 is when Kenya was born. The tournament that really got my attention was Italia 90. I had the DVD. I used to watch it all the time. Italia 90. And I would say the one that took my most energy was probably Euro 96 because it was in England. We did really well. We got to the semi-final and then we get beat by Germany, of course, on penalties. But that tournament was like fun. You know what I mean? I didn't know how they all operated. It was fun. And it was so interesting when England hosted Euro 96. The weather was always beautiful. They're definitely playing around with the weather. Whenever there's major events, the weather's always great. 1998 was a bit intense as well but England went out pretty early. They got knocked out by Argentina 2-2. It finished 2-2 and then they lost on penalties. Somebody mentioned Michael Owen's goal. When we talk about it being organic, this is where it gets really challenging. I do not believe Michael Owen was told at the beginning of the game, you're going to dribble through Argentina's team, bang it in the top corner. But if there's demons involved and the occult and there's magic and they know the outcome before it happens, they can say, hey, Owen, you're going to score a dream goal today. Go out there and play. Beckham, you're getting sent off. Don't worry about it, but you're getting sent off. Or maybe they have no idea. There is the possibility that they do worship Satan and demons, but they have no idea that they're basically possessed when they're on the field. It's too perfect for them to be aware, like consciously aware and performing the ritual. There's certain times where you're like, it looks like, yeah, they know what they're doing. Ronaldo's winking like that at Ronaldo when he got him sent off. Certain times where you're like, yeah, he looks like he deliberately missed that, or he's got sent off on purpose, like Joey Barton for QPR against Man City when Man City won that league. But It's hard to say. I just will give you the numbers behind it all, that we're living in a coded reality. George Best never ever played an FA Cup final. No, never played in a World Cup either. But George Best technically was exceptional. But you'll see that George Best died exactly 17 years before Maradona. Did you know that? They both died November the 25th. George Best died 17 years, the 7th prime before Maradona. George Best was always in the media for being an alcoholic and having sex with all these women. A lot of the stories were fabricated. They would say that at half time he would sneak off and have sex with women and then go out and score a hat trick. It's like, there's no way that the coach is like, all right, Georgie, go leave the stadium, go have sex with a few girls, come back for the second half. So they make up so many stories. Oh, it's the sniffing coke and he comes out. It's like, it's nonsense. They've got to give them these reputations. So you go, wow, there's no way. There's no way. They push this stuff, drugs, like Tony Adams, an alcoholic, Paul Merson, a gambler. They just get it in the public eye. Well, if he can be doing it, then if it happens to me, well, it's happening to them as well. It can happen to anyone. They make stuff up. All right? They make stuff up. Like Ericsson did not have a cardiac arrest. Aguero has no issue with his heart. Why is he celebrating with the Argentina squad in the changing room after they win the World Cup, smoking a cigar and drinking 2 bottles of champagne? Sergio, why are you doing that? Why are you even in there? All right, you wasn't in the squad. Why were you in there? Why were you lifting up the World Cup trophy? It's because you sacrificed your career for the World Cup. And you know how it operates. You're not bothered with the sense of, well, I wasn't technically in the squad for it, but you were there with all the celebrations. You're in all the photos, got the World Cup in your hand. If I was Aguero and it was legit, all right, and it was truly legit, I would be, on one hand, very happy for my nation because I'm Argentinian. And on the other hand, I'd be absolutely devastated that I wasn't part of the squad, because he would have been part of the squad. He was at Barcelona, all right? He would have been part of that squad. So imagine as a footballer, you've been with Argentina, Aguero's, I think, the 3rd highest scorer in the history, all right? You supposedly have an issue with your heart, which was on the day of Maradona's birthday. His 61st birthday is when Aguero played his last football game. Come on. And Maradona, Messi, and Aguero all played for Barcelona, a huge Catholic club. And he retires at 33. And then the World Cup final finishes 3-3, and Argentina have now won 3 World Cup finals and lost 3. And then somebody mentioned in the chat, because I haven't checked it yet, that Pele died 3 months and 3 weeks after Queen Elizabeth died. The first ever World Cup game was played the 13th of July, 13-7, the 33rd prime number. France just lost this World Cup final. Their dialing code's +33. It's crazy. Goetze got substituted in the Japan game 100 months, 1 week and 3 days after the World Cup final, where he scored the winner on the 113th minute. It's great stuff, caveman dude. George Best was pissed on the Terry Wogan show. It's very easy to act pissed, though. You see people do it in movies and shows all the time. Oh, well, they're actors on the world stage with demons in them, in my opinion. Wait, did he get a medal? Wait, Aguero got a medal? Aguero got a medal? I need to see this. Did Aguero get a world... Why? Did they... Saying no. Said, did Aguero get a World Cup medal? Many are confused after spotting the Manchester City legend. They're not legends. In my book, I put in quotation mark legends, icons, because they're not. Celebrate with Argentina. Even now, days after Sunday's thrilling final in Qatar, a number of people have asked if the 34-year-old, you'll see how big that is. Messi won the Copa America at age 34. Final was his 34th appearance. Maradona scored 34 goals for Argentina. 34-year-old officially went down as a World Cup winner after noticing him wearing a gold medal on the pitch. So did Aguero get a World Cup medal, or was he simply borrowing one to wear in photographs? Well, to put it simple, no, Aguero did not get a World Cup medal. Some noticed that the South Americans seemed to be wearing a medal inside Argentina's dressing room after the incredible win over France, although it was actually his VIP pass flipped around, as you see below. So it wasn't. This is why you've got to really, really look into it. But for another 26, Aguero made 101 appearances for Argentina, the 26th prime. The World Cup final was 101 days after the Queen died. Queen Elizabeth's mother died at age 101. 1 second. 101, 26 prime. Messi wins the World Cup final, a 26th appearance in the competition. He broke Luther Matthäus' record. That's another thing for Messi. He's played more World Cup games than anyone else in the history of the World Cup. So he's just got every stat going. The only thing Pele has on him is 2 extra World Cups, but that is a big thing. But Jonathan Greening won the Champions League and the treble, didn't he? So did Wes Brown. So did John O'Shea. So did Phil Neville. Does that make them amazing for winning the treble? Although Pele was highly involved in the World Cups. All right, I'm going to ask you a few things. Yeah, he did. Messi came into the World Cup final with 96 goals for Argentina. The Queen died at age 96. You just said Mbappe get that winning goal after 96 minutes. Messi scored 2. People in my community, shout out to Thomas, said he loved Messi to score 2 to get to 98. He did. And then the Queen died 9-8 at age 96. Messi has 98 goals for Argentina. He came in with 96 in the final. So anything with ball in it is connected to Baal. Baal is the demon. All right, I'm going to give you just a really quick breakdown on Baal. I think it's Baal, Baphomet, who are basically dictating these outcomes. So the book of Revelation, guys, it's the 66th and final book of the Bible. And the demon Baal, which is like ball, basketball, football, baseball, ball, is described as a hoarsely voiced king with the power to make men invisible and ruling over 66 legions of demons. 66 legions of demons. I believe demons like Baal are influencing these sporting outcomes. Somebody like Messi, the GOAT, is possessed by a demon or is a demon. Could literally be a demon. It's the 72 goetic demons. You're my age and I was football mad, so same Pele was before our time. Yeah, but so was Maradona, so was Best. I watched clips of those and I'll be like, wow. I tried to watch clips of Pele and he didn't do anything that made me go, wow. That's what I'm getting at. Obviously, I never watched them live. But Divine Feminine, thank you so much. Off topic, but yesterday Must tweeted, I'm not cis, you are? What do you mean cis? I'm not sure what you mean by cis. The Queen died on 9-8. Yep. At age 96. 98 is when France won their first ever World Cup. It's quite a lot of nations that win these World Cups when they host it. England won it in 66, they hosted it. Argentina won their first World Cup in 78, they hosted it. France won their first World Cup in 98, they hosted it. What is that? Do you think it's just because they've got the fans behind them? It's nonsense when people tell you that. There's so many nations that have won the World Cup hosting it. or they tend to do great. This World Cup, which I predicted, is the first time in the history of the World Cup that the nation hosting it didn't progress to the knockout stage. Qatar, I said to you all, Qatar won't win a game. They'll play 3 and lose 3. Qatar gets you 33. And they're going to get ridiculed and mocked and not win a game and break all these records for not making it out of the group or being the first nation to not win a game or get a point. Because Qatar's against the LGBTQ community. It's against alcohol. It's against gambling. So they embarrassed them. The reason it was in Qatar was connected to Saturnalia, to Saudi princes, to MBS. But Qatar got embarrassed. But in general, the nation that hosts the World Cup goes really far, and many of them have actually gone on to win it. But why? It's almost like whoever's doing this knows who's going to win it before it happens. The question is, did everyone in the Argentina team know they were winning the World Cup? Did they know a year ago, 10 years ago? Did Messi know as a child because there's some sort of magic, somebody, a time traveler? Who knows? We don't know. It's all up for debate. Or do they have no clue? And when Messi lifted that trophy, he had no idea about any of the numbers of his career. It's hard to believe. But again, I can't prove if Messi knows or doesn't know. I can just reveal all the numbers behind his life and how they're connected to the Bible. I can do that, and his nickname's the Messiah. Messi, Messiah, Cristiano, Christ, the second coming of Christ, was when Man United when Ronaldo went back to Man United. Man United agreed to terminate Ronaldo's contract the day that Argentina and France played their first game in the World Cup. That stuff that happens is not an accident. It's not. And it was on 22-11, the 66 triangular number, and 22 plus 11 is 33. It's just not. Yeah, EA Sports, they predict who's going to win World Cups, and yeah, people know. Zlatan, again, Zlatan's in my book. He said it was written for Messi to win this World Cup before Messi won it. It's like it's almost there, just smugly telling you, I know who's winning it because it's been written. He's literally telling you it's been written. I don't know who's writing. It's not the Jesuits. It's not Francis in the Vatican writing it. But it's almost like, I feel like this world that we're living in is on a loop. It's just on a loop. And history repeats itself, but it changes. So it'll have different leaders, different World Cup winners, whatever it may be. But it's pretty much the same stuff. When you do the history of the economic crashes, the numbers behind it, crazy. When you do the numbers with pandemics, crazy. It's like it's on a loop, but they just change the names of things. And obviously it's different generations, and different generations see the world differently, the way we've been programmed. That's how I'm thinking it is now. That is some sort of loop. That would make sense if you believe in reincarnation. You just keep coming back, just like in a video game. When you die and you come back. Sometimes you go back to the beginning of the video game. Sometimes you pretty much go back to where you just died. Who knows how it all works? But I show you in my World Cup book that this whole... I've got a few more people. Clive wants to buy it. Eric, Skylight, Terra Tom. It's a bit of a scary name. Guys, you remember Tangy Toms, the crisps? Put them on your tongue and they just melt on your tongue. In regards to my community, guys, this weekend, I'll start giving you more sports codes. You know I'm consistent. I have been for 2.5 years. I haven't had a break. This is the thing. I haven't had a break. I had a little break from sports coding, but I've actually been working as hard as ever with the book. I was supposed to be taking a break, guys. I said, when I release my book, I'll take a break. But I thought I'd release my book like by the 20th. I thought I'd have it all done by then. But It wasn't meant to be. And I'm glad, because Pele has just died. I'm not glad that he's died, but it just makes the book just makes more sense now. I had Pele in my book quite a lot, but not with his death date. Just crazy. Isn't it crazy, guys, how Neymar was born exactly 7 years after Ronaldo? Like, what are the chances that Neymar was born exactly 7 years after Cristiano Ronaldo? You can't. How's this operating? You'll see in my book as well the connections with Messi and Ronaldo's birth dates and the kids. Don't know how it's being done. I don't know how it's being done or who's doing it. Buenos dias, Sebastian. This is wild, truly wild. Yeah, I want to buy it as well. Thank you. I've told you, I really want to put the money aside and visit my mum, my dad, my sister. But I want to go in April because that is my favorite month, and it's my dad's birthday. I share the same birthday. Guys, 14/4 is my birthday, and the World Cup final was on Joseph Stalin's 144th birthday, who's so connected to war. 144, it's in my book, what that number represents and why it's important to me and why it's so big in the universe. That's why there's 1,440 minutes in a day. Messi will end with 115 goals. What, for Argentina? 11 times 5 does get you 55, and Aguero did officially retire exactly 55 weeks after Maradona died, and Argentina gets you 55. But I don't know how many goals he's going to end with. Do you remember when... Wait, I haven't done this date duration. Because Messi did what Brady did. Messi retired, didn't he? You remember Messi retired? Let me find this. It might be something gold here. Messi retired, because I've done the retirement date of Brady and how it was all coded. Messi retired. He said he's not going to retire now, but when was it when he retired? Was it after he lost another Copa America? In 2016, Argentina were beaten on penalties by Chile in the final of the Copa America in a result that left Messi devastated. The icon missed a spot kick in the shootout, and after the game, he seemed to retire from international football. So it was after that game. Chile versus Argentina 2016. No way. Oh, I've got to get this in the book. Somebody give me a woo. I'm getting hot. I need my AC on. Guys, I've just got something else. I've got another 42. Give me a second. Oh, my goodness. Ah. Let's take this jacket off. Sorry, guys, I'm in my pajamas. I've basically been in my pajamas non-stop these days with this book. Right. Let me just smack this down. I've got a woo there from Black Ego. Right, let me just type this down. So the guys waiting on my book, guys, just let me do the live, then give me a bit of time afterwards. Oh, I've just looked at the time. It's 2:01. All right. Lionel Messi announced that he would be retiring from international football the day that Argentina lost the 2016. That's when Ronaldo won the Euros. Copa America final to Chile. I think Pele won his second World Cup final against Chile, but he didn't play in it. To Chile in a game where they lost 4-2 on penalties. Oh, you've just given me the chills, baby. Ooh, 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 ooh. Guys, when he retired, it was in 2016. He'd lost a penalty shootout to Chile in the 2016 Copa America final. They lost 4-2. And then you've got Argentina just winning the World Cup 4-2 on penalties. Oh my goodness, that was on 26-6. The game was played. Oh, yes! Woo! The game was played on 26-6-16, and Pope Francis is the 266th Pope. Guys, I've got 1,000,001 other 266s. That game was on 26-6 at Copa America final. Right. Come on. Just, all right. Where are you, date duration? There you are, baby. Right. Let's check if there's anything from that final to the World Cup final. So that was on June the 26th. June 26, 2016. Nothing's really standing out there. I never force it if it doesn't stand out. 6 years, 25 weeks, 625. I don't see anything there. Okay, but I've got the 266 and the 4-2. Messi missed the penalty as well. I'll have to look more into that. Marcus Rojo scored and got sent off. He played for the Red Devils, Man United. Okay, that's a bit more that I'll add in. But I want to read a bit more about what they said about his retirement. Okay. He said, in the dressing room, I thought this is the end for me with the national team. It's not for me. That's the way I feel right now. It's a huge sadness once again. However, only a couple of months later, Messi announced that he would be returning to play for Argentina, saying he loved playing for his country too much. Many things went through my head the day of the last final. I seriously thought of leaving, but I love this country and this shirt too much. No, it was coded, you little rat. Wait. Wait. I need to check something. I think I've just caught something else. I want to do the 2014 World Cup final date when Messi lost. Okay, I've got another 33. Give me a second. Messi and Argentina lost the 2014 FIFA World Cup final 1-0 to Germany on 13/7, 33rd prime. The winning goal was scored by Mario Götze after 113 minutes, and 11 times 3 equals 33. Jeez. Right, let's do that duration, then I'll go back to the chat. My shoulders, when I get a fine, I get tense. On my back. What? Oh my God, I've got so many 44s. So many 44s. That final that he lost to Germany was exactly 440 weeks before winning the World Cup. Messi, this final was exactly 444 weeks before Messi won the 2022 FIFA World Cup final. And Argentina won their first World Cup 44 years ago. Exactly 440 weeks. Right, let me read your comments. Sorry. He lost finals in 2014, 2015, and 2016. Yeah, he lost 3 finals. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Messi lost 3 finals in 3 years with Argentina from 2014, 2016. Thank you for that. Thank you. If you've got any more gold before I completely send this book out to people, Messi lost 3 finals in 3 years with Argentina from 2014 to 2016. Thank you. That's another 33. Brilliant. Oh, wait, my back, guys. Wait, I've got to stretch my back out. It's really, really, really causing me tension. It's all going to be worth it when you read the book, but my back, wait, when I get fines like that, it takes a lot out of me. That's what you guys, a lot of you don't realize, is how much energy I give to my work for you. I know you reward me with currency, which is energy, which is money, but physical energy that I put into this work is intense, guys. Oh my. Oh man. All right. I can't do much longer here. I'm hurting. My back's hurting me. Yeah, so he lost 4 finals, but he lost 3 in a row. He lost 2 Copa America finals after he lost the World Cup final, didn't he? Let's have a look at the 2015 Copa America. Yeah, Chile beat them again. So Messi lost to Germany in the World Cup final 2014, lost the 2015 final to Chile on penalties, and then lost the 2016 Copa America final to Chile on penalties. Again, the chances of that, so wait. Okay, Chile scored 8 of the penalties, Argentina 3. World War II was 83 years ago, but I'm not going to put that in. But yeah, he did. Messi lost 3 major finals in a row. Didn't he retire 6 years before he won the World Cup? Yeah, 2016. Then he won it in his 6th final for Argentina and the 6th World Cup final where he scored the 6th goal of the tournament. Yeah, and it was on a day leaving 13 days left in the year, the 6th prime. Christmas Day leaves 6 days left in the year, which connects to Messi winning the World Cup. Edison Arantes de Nascimento. Well, I don't really do that. I don't often type stuff like that in the calculator, but Nascimento means birth. I'm not saying he's lost 3 finals. I said he lost 3 finals in a row. I'm not saying that he's lost only 3. How many finals has Messi lost with Argentina? Have a look what it's saying here. All right. Are we counting the under-20 World Cup he won in 2005 or not? All right. Silverware wasn't easy to come by at senior level as Messi lost his first 4 finals with the team before finally lifting the Copa America. So he's lost 4 finals. Wait, I need confirmation here. Guys, has Messi lost 4 finals and won 2? Not including youth? Like, he's won. Are they going to class that tournament against Italy as a tournament, as a major title that they won? Yeah, they're giving him it. All right. So he won the under-20 World Cup because he scored 2 penalties in that final. They beat Nigeria 2-1. I remember that. Then they lost. Wait, I'm going to put that in my book. I need that in my book. Lionel Messi. This is big. 157 is huge, guys. You'll see. Lionel Messi and Lionel. Thanks for this, guys. You're helping me. Lionel Messi lost his first Copa America final in, what year was it? 2007 on 15-7 after Argentina lost 3-0 to Brazil. Guys, I need that. You'll see 157 later. That's why France won the World Cup on that date. Okay, he's got the Olympics as well. They're classing him. He won that on Kobe Bryant's birthday, by the way, just so you know. Okay, yeah. So he's lost to Brazil in the Copa America final. He's lost to Chile twice, and he's lost to Germany in a World Cup final, and he's won everything else. So Messi's won the Under-20 World Cup. He's won the Copa America. He's won the Olympics. He's won the World Cup. He's won the Finalissima. He's won the Champions League multiple times. He's won the Ballon d'Or more than anybody else. He's got more World Cup appearances than anybody else. He's got more goal involvements than anyone else. Like, again, if you have any knowledge of the game, you have to just say Messi is now the GOAT, which is the Baphomet. So, yeah, 2-4 record. And, well, not really, because like, it depends what you're classing. If you class the Finalissima, if you class his Olympic win as a major trophy, it's hard to do it. When it comes to losses, you can say losses. He's lost 2. He's lost 4. He's lost 6. But when it comes to these tournaments that they pull out, like Olympics and the Finalissima, which was like that Confederations Cup, it's hard. It's classed as a trophy. Alto, in many ways, it's classed as a trophy. They're saying that Messi has won 3 trophies in the span of whatever it was. From the Copa America to the Finalissima, a lot of the media outlets are saying he's won three major trophies. I don't think it's right to win a one-off game and class that as a major trophy. But it was a ritual, wasn't it? There was no need to even play that game. Argentina, Italy. Pope Francis, born in Argentina, resides in Italy, in the Vatican. Come on. Oh, so, wait, I wanted to check something here with Didier Deschamps. Because people who think that that little French goon is just this unbelievable coach who can lead them to World Cup final after World Cup final to Euro finals. You see him sat at the side, Deschamps. Most of these coaches sat at the side, not even coaching. Wait. 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 Where are you? I need to see how many years this was. December 29. All right. Don't get all excited, Evan. Just calm down. More back tight. 12/29. 1809. 12/29. Wait. I'm going to read this out for you. Wait. Ooh. All right, guys, give me a woo if you want me to read out a part of my book here. I've just added to. Give me loads of woos. Jesus says he is the way, the truth, and the life. Yes, he is. He is. This is the most beautiful thing when you realize that. Right. Okay, I'm going to read this out to you now. Didn't Messi lose to Bayern 8-2 and Gareth Southgate got his 82nd loss in the World Cup? He did lose 8-2 to Bayern Munich. I've done a code about that. In regards to Southgate, well, he came in, let me do the math in my head. He came in 76 games for England, and then how many games did they play? 5? So I think it was his 81st game. 77, 78, 79, 80. His 81st game. They played 5 games, didn't they? You had the 3 in the group. They beat Senegal in the last 16, and then they lost to France. So it's 81. So Barcelona versus Bayern Munich, 8-2. Yep, that's going to go in the book. I'll have to code this. Connection with Pele dying at age 82. But when was this? The 14th of August, my brother's birthday. That can be seen as 2-8 as well, can't it? Like 28. So many 28s. Let's have a little look then, if there's anything to that. My brother's birthday. 20. And $227th day. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Who was that? See one in my book. Let me say a thanks to this guy. Where is he? Who said that? Your book released today when Pele died at 82, and your book cost 28 quarters. 28 quarters, really? Chido, thank you. I've just seen that. All right, let me just mark this down. Messi and Barcelona were humiliated 8-2 in the Champions League. UEFA. In the UEFA Champions League. Messi and Barcelona humiliated by 8-2 by Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich in 2020 UEFA Champions League. I think that's the year when Bayern won it on Kobe Bryant's birthday. And that was on the 227th day of the year. And Maradona made his Argentina debut on 227. 49th prime. It's really big as that. You're turning 26 next year. Much love. Illusion, what did you say before about the Super Bowl? If I remember, you said something will happen. Super Bowl 57 leaves 322 days left in the year. Big skull and bones number. And I said it's 57 days after the World Cup final, Super Bowl 57. 57 was with Argentina. The coach won the final in his 57th game as a coach. Messi's 5'7". I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I'm not going to make predictions for anything major happening. I may have said it might be the last Super Bowl. I don't know. Munich was 57. Nice. Jesus is the Messiah, great prophet of Allah. Jesus is not the Son nor God himself. I think Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit is one. That's where I stand on that. Guys, do you know that Super Bowl 56 was on a day, leaving 44 days left in the year, and the World Cup final was exactly 44 weeks after Super Bowl 56? Right. I'm going to read this code to you, and then I'll go because people are probably desperate for this book. And they should be. So where is it? I'll read this, then I'll probably go. I want to finish this. Where is it, Albert? All right. Do you guys know who Albert Pike was? Hello, Divine. Woo! Do you guys know who Albert Pike was? So if you do, it'll make this a lot better. If you don't, then you're going to find out about him in my book. So Chigoza, yeah, with his knowledge, you'll be aware of Albert Pike, and Aquarius too. So Albert Pike, guys, he was basically a Confederate general, and he predicted that there would be 3 world wars. There's already been 2, like legit, World War I, World War II. People can say that what happened with Russia and Ukraine is a war, but it's not technically recorded as World War III as of yet. All right. So Albert Pike, he died 4/2/1891. So there's your 42. But he was born 12/29/1809. Pele, this is to show you how synced up everything is. This is Albert Pike, guys. Albert Pike, who was a poet, an author, a lawyer, an associate in regards to the justice system, a Confederate general. All right. What's he got to do with Pele, one of the greatest ever footballers? You'll see the numbers here. Albert Pike was born 12/29/1809. Pele died 12/29/2022. We know 12/29 is the 201st prime. Pele died exactly 213 years after Albert Pike was born. 213 is the date of Super Bowl 56, which is all over my book. 2 times 13 is your 26 as well. This is mind-blowing. And yes, Albert Pike was a 33-degree Mason with all the 33s for Argentina winning the World Cup. So that's absolutely insane, that connection I've made there. That Pele just died exactly 213 years after Albert Pike was born, who predicted 3 world wars. And a lot of my book's about the possibility of an upcoming war. Illusion looking to Abjad, Arabic form of gematria. Okay, sounds interesting. Lying is a sin. God cannot lie. Satan is the father of lies. Yep. I agree with that. But I will tell you that we're all going to sin, and we've all sinned, and we'll all continue to sin within this world that we're living in. You just got to reduce the amount of times that you do it and be conscious of what you're doing and try and be good to people. But you are going to sin. You are going to do things that go against God's values every now and again. You just don't want to do it often. That's just, the flesh versus the spiritual. The flesh will give into temptation very easily and make mistakes, and that's the bottom line. The more you connect with your spirit, probably the less chance you have of being manipulated, making silly mistakes, and living a sinful life. I don't think we can live a sin-free life. I don't think we can. Not in this system. I don't think we can live a sin-free life. That's how I see it. It's my way, my approach. And it's not to protect myself to say, oh, that's just because you want to have a drink every now and again, or because you want to do that, or because you swear sometimes. I'm not protecting myself. It's how I see it. I always tell you that God hates sin. He doesn't hate sinners. If you repent and give yourself over to him, he'll forgive everything that you've done. I really believe that, but I don't know. That's how I see it. So I'm going to read out the Albert Pike code, then I'm going to go. All right? And now I'm going to add the stuff, and I'm going to get the book out. See if anybody else wants it. All right, there's another person. Brian. All right. Keep bombarding me with emails. I'd rather get it all out now. What time is it? 2:28. I'm going to read the Albert Pike code, then I'm going to go, okay? And thank you for listening. Yeah, Albert Pike wrote Morals and Dogmas. It's a very interesting book. We should not abuse it, but it does abound. God is awesome. Yeah, I love that. God is awesome. So let me read this out. Wait, what's Sebastian got here? Pele died 330 days after March the 2nd, the 33rd day of the year. That's interesting. That's interesting. There's a lot of 33s and 303s and 330s with Pele and Maradona and Messi. So I'm going to read this out and go. Albert Pike statue destroyed. This is the type of stuff you'll get in my book. This is one tiny part of it. This was absolutely a ritual connected to Argentina winning the FIFA 2022 World Cup. Albert Pike was an American author, poet, orator, editor, lawyer, jurist, and Confederate general who served as an associate justice of the Arkansas Supreme Court in exile from 1864 to 1865. I find it interesting that he was born on 1229, and 1229 is the 201st prime, and Argentina and France both ended with a 201 record in the group stages. Pele died exactly 213 years after Albert Pike was born, and Super Bowl 56 was played on 213. You'll see how big that is in my book, the Super Bowl. FIFA 2022 World Cup began 2 years and 22 weeks after protesters tore down the Albert Pike statue in Washington, D.C. on 6/19/2020. Though Pike was depicted as a Mason, not a soldier, the memorial often stirred controversy for decades. The statue was toppled and burned by protesters in June 2020 as protests continued in response to the murder of George Floyd. Black Lives Matter equals 56. I Can't Breathe equals 56. But the Albert Pike statue was dismantled on 6/19. Lionel Messi came into this World Cup with 6 goals and 19 World Cup games. 6/19. Like this Albert Pike statue was dismantled June the 19th, 6/19. Michael Jordan was drafted 6/19, 1984. PSG are sponsored by Air Jordan. Both Messi and Jordan are regarded as GOATs of their sports. 6 times 19 equals 114. Queen Elizabeth died on a day leaving 114 days left in the year, and the opening goal of the 2022 FIFA World Cup was scored by a player, Enner Valencia, who was born on 11/4. Albert Pike died on 4/2, and Argentina won their 3rd World Cup 42 years after winning their first, and they did it after winning 4/2 in the penalty shootout. And Albert Pike is this guy who predicted there would be 3 world wars. So that's a little code with Albert Pike and Argentina to show you our whole, booyaka, 619, that's San Diego's dialing code. And obviously Rey Mysterio wears a mask, connects to coronavirus. That's why Marcus Rashford's so connected to coronavirus, and he was born on Halloween, where you wear masks. So, guys, this book, since I'm warming up, need to look at that book. Bring it on, Editors. You'll get it, Divine. You'll get it. $7. And I've told you why it's 7. And it's so fairly priced. It really is. I ain't doing this out of greed because I could be charging way more, just like I could on my website, just like I could for these one-on-ones that people always ask to do with me. I keep saying no because I don't want to keep giving all my energy to everybody else. So some big stuff in this book, guys. No, you don't have to buy it anonymous. You respect what I do. I'm not expecting everybody who appreciates my work to buy the book. I think if you genuinely really want to go next level with the knowledge and you really are interested in this work, and you appreciate what I do, it makes sense to buy it. 1 second. Got a lot of messages. People on Instagram as well are asking for the book. Give me a second. I've got 3 new. Who's this? Somebody's asking me, hello, I love your work and I'm working closer to God. How do I fight evil spirits I fear that they have taken over my life? People ask me a lot of these questions who I don't know. What's up, bro? Please follow me back. Good page and Cowboys game decode up for today. Thanks, bro. So I get a lot of messages from people I don't know. They seem to be nice people. Hey, bro, where can I get your book? Well, I'll have to respond. Maurice is Mo Decodes. Maurice messages me on Instagram. He's really good, really nice guy. He's going to get my book as well. He does amazing codes. I didn't know that he's Mo Decodes. Yeah, I don't know a lot of people by their actual YouTube names. Are you still there? Which number was the last page of your book? Caveman, it was 457, the 88th prime. And Argentina won the World Cup in the 88th all-time game, and Messi's first ever goal in the World Cup was after 88 minutes. So many 88s, and it's 457 pages. My birthday has a 36 numerology, always afraid of the number 6. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of any number. Don't be afraid of anything, okay? Can't wait to buy the book. Is it on your website or Amazon? Cheers, Andy. It's not on my website. You have to email me at aedders11@gmail.com. I'll put it again in the chat. You email me saying that you want to purchase the book. All you have to do is send me $7. That's it, via PayPal. Prove that you've sent me it. And I send you the book as a PDF. And I'm printing mine off. I'm laminating it. But it is a lot of pages, so it depends on if you're willing to invest in either going to a store and printing it or buying the paper and the ink, the cartridge. Like, come on, people have to think carefully about their money. If all in all, it costs you $15 to buy the book and print it and laminate it, it's money well worth having. Investing in, sorry, for $15. Think about what you actually spending $7 on in the West. I say this all the time. Big Mac meal, beer and a bag of crisps. I don't know, parking maybe for a day. Probably can't even get parking for a day for $7. Sometimes in London, they'll probably charge you $5 an hour for parking. So it's not a coffee and a cupcake maybe if you're lucky. I'm giving you a book that you'll have for the rest of your life that you're going to learn from, that's going to help you see through the illusion. So it's well worth investing $7. People are a bit iffy about, I don't really want to send money to this person for that, but I'll buy a book from Amazon or I'll buy a book from a bookstore, but not some guy. It's strange how people's brains work, but it is what it is. But anyway, Andy, if you want it, just drop me an email. Looking forward to reading the book. We'll be emailing soon. Please put email in the description. Yeah, before I want to say something to Andy before I go. So maybe it was a week ago, I lose track of time. Andy's an extremely intelligent guy and he's an English teacher as well, like myself. And I went round to his apartment. He's my best friend here in Mexico. And I went round to his apartment. I said, can you look over my book and just, you don't have to read every code, but can you just give me an idea of how I should present it? And he took my book to the next level with his advice. He told me, I think I told you this previously, guys. He said to me, you need to write this book for people who don't know anything about what you do. He said, of course, the people who know what you do, they're going to understand when you say, in parentheses, DN means date numerology, or you say a Fibonacci number or fib or tri. He said, you need to write this now and aim it at people who've never heard of gematria, never heard of numerology, never heard of whatever else it is that I'm doing. So I did that. He said, tell everybody what tools you use. You need to let people know what the numbers represent. What do they mean? Because if you say this equals 42, and Messi got his 42nd trophy, and it's like, okay, but what's 42? What's 33? What is 13? What does it mean? It said, put it all at the, I did all the work. He gave me the advice. I did all the work. And he said, put at the beginning of your book what it is you do and what everything represents. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to get the most important numbers. It's a good idea. I'm going to get all the important numbers, biblical numbers, numbers that I use, 42, 33, all of that. And I'm going to let everybody know before they even read anything about the World Cup what the numbers represent. And then you're going to see how those numbers played out at the World Cup. So you think, yeah, he said that about 42, and look at all those 42s. He said it about 33. He mentioned all the sevens with God, and then look at all the sevens that played out in the World Cup. And I'm like, wow, that just, it's so clear. It's why I'm telling you all that you do not need to know anything about the World Cup or have ever kicked a football in your life to read this book and go, wow. Because it covers so many things. It ain't me just giving you, did you know Miroslav Klose has got the most World Cup goals in history, where he scored 16 World Cup goals over 4 tournaments? That's legit. All right, that's a legit fact. So I've put stuff like that in there for people who are still into it all. I've got another one in a book. I don't know who it is, though. I've got my phone number. But there's stuff in there, the history of the World Cup, for those who do love the World Cup or have dreamt about playing in it or watched them all since they've got into football. You'll learn, like, oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea about that. So you'll get that if you're still sitting on the fence with it being corrupt and you still like to watch it. You'll still get the history of the World Cup. All right. So I better go. My eyes hurting. The word is the Holy Spirit. I agree. Maybe your book will be the reason why there is no next World Cup. If it had millions of people reading it, yeah. I want to honestly sell at least 1,000 of these for what I've done. And you might say, oh my God, he's going to make, what's that? It's going to make $7,000. It's going to cost me $3.5 to get to England and back. I don't know if I'm going to get 1,000, but again, I have almost 8,000 subs. I'd be shocked if not at least 1,000 don't want to buy this for what they're going to learn. Wait, I've got Michael messaging me. I'm going to see if he wants the book. What? I've got something else. Thank you. That's bang on, because I've got loads of 56s with him, mate. I'm going to add that now. Yeah, they always do the crucifix celebration. I notice how 56 plus 56 is 112. The Jesuits operate in 112 nations. They were founded in Paris, France, where Mbappe plays. So, bro, my book is basically for sale in the next 30 minutes. Are you going to buy it? Let me know and send me an email. Guys, I've just got something else which somebody's just sent me. Where to get the book, you've got to email me. And I told you I've got to just add a few more stuff now, which might mess around with the layout of it all. But Mbappe, I've got loads of 56s with Mbappe. He was the first player to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final in 56 years. Kylian Mbappe has scored 56 goals in 56 games in 2022. He just became the first player to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final in 56 years. He sent me an image of that. I want to find it myself. Mbappe, 56 games and 56 goals. So obviously PSG don't have another game now. Yeah, it's true. Boom. 56 games, 56 goals, 17 assists, top scorer of the year. Oh my God, Mbappe's tweet, the king of football has left us, but his legacy will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, king. Broken heart. And what? 16.2 million people have read it. So there's a couple more 56. Look, Brazil legend Pele has died at age 82, the original GOAT, a trailblazer. Guys, trailblazers is connected to women. You always call women trailblazers. Pele was a woman. All right? They call women trailblazers who've done these feats that basically promoted women. Pele always gets called a trailblazer. It's females, guys. So I've got that in the book. Flinny! Vivian Westwood died about 20 minutes ago. Really? Flynn, are you going to get this book? I know you will, but let me know if you are. Vivian Westwood, fashion designer, just died. Born 4'8". The upcoming World Cup's going to have 48 teams for the first time. I'm not putting her in the book. The fact that it's a Dane tells me it's a deceiver. So if she was born in 41 April, that means she died at 81. Wow, following 157 people. That number's everywhere. It's following 157 people on Instagram. I just told you about 157. I'm not putting her in the book, but yeah, Vivian Westwood's gone. Yeah, 81 years old. Ritual, 81. I'll leave that to those decoders who do videos just decoding celebrity deaths. All right? It's all about the World Cup today. I'm decoding Vivian Westwood's death. Cristiano Ronaldo's in the chat, guys. Look, I guess my channel's really growing. Cristiano Ronaldo's in the chat. He just said, I'm sad for all that, and Mbappe. Cristiano Ronaldo, I've included you in my book, mate. I've pretty much destroyed you in my book, Ronaldo. I apologize, but I appreciate the fact that you're tuning in. Ronaldo, are you going to buy my book? Ronaldo, you're going to buy my book. This is a big deal if Cristiano Ronaldo buys my book, guys. Yes. Wow. CR7, who began his career for Sporting Lisbon wearing number 28, the 7th triangular number. CR7 is going to buy my World Cup book for $7. See. I can't believe he said yes. He should have said see. That would have been 10 times funnier. But Ellie got it. I was going to put my decode about Ronaldo's C celebration. It's crazy. What about this? My girlfriend, Kenya, works at the Hard Rock Cafe, like resort. And Messi's got a Hard Rock burger. It's called the Championship Burger. I told you all this weeks ago. I was seeing this little goblin mug all over the place with a burger in his hand. The Championship Burger before he won the World Cup. I was like, is this telling me something here? And it was. Illusion going to do his Messi interview with CR7 instead. I might do a video where I pretend that I'm interviewing them. But right now, do we have to send you an email? Yes. Anyone who wants the book, the only way I'm going to know it is either email or Instagram, but I don't want to go on Instagram. I hate social media with a passion. So, message your best friend and Neymar. Well, tell him I said hi, Cristiano. Tell Messi congratulations on winning his first World Cup. He deserved it. Tell Neymar it's a bit silly what he did getting sent off, and obviously pass on my regards to Neymar for Pele. But thank you, Cristiano. I really, really appreciate you being in the live, mate. Thank you. Vivian Westwood was born on the 98th day of the year. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. She might go in the book then. She has to go in the book then, because every time I want to go, somebody pulls out some gold. 48. So she was born 48, yeah? I'm guessing 1941 if she's 81. 98th day of the year, gold. That's how many gold. Vivian Westwood, she's going in there, died on the same day as Pele. She was born on the 98th day of 1941. And Lionel Messi ended the 2022 FIFA World Cup with 98 all-time international goals. And of course, Queen Elizabeth died on 9/8. Don't tell me this Vivian Westwood was called like the Queen of Fashion or something. I'm going to piss myself if she was. Let me find if she's got something. They always give them these bullshit names. So, okay, Vivian Westwood, you're in the book, baby. You're in the book, baby. Vivian Westwood, Queen Elizabeth. Why did it? Wait, has she been knighted? Oh, she's been knighted. She's been knighted by the Queen. She's been knighted by the Queen. Dame Vivian Westwood with Queen Elizabeth. She got knighted by her. Get in there. Hey, we got another page. I'm going over now. Sorry, that's a bit of a gutter because it's not going to be 88 prime pages now. Vivian West, Queen Elizabeth died, and she what does she do? Oh, she received a damehood. She received her damehood from the Queen for her services to fashion in 2006. That's when Messi got his first ever World Cup goal, and Ronaldo. Vivian Westwood, you in there, baby? You in there? You got a damehood from the Queen, who died on 9/8, and you were born the 98th day of the year, 2006, which is the year that Lionel Messi scored his first ever World Cup goal. Right. I was going to go. Tension. Come on! Let me see the date. I want to see the date from when she got this damehood to Messi getting his first goal. So it's got to have the date. It's got to have the date. Where are you? What would it be under? Political involvement. Support the Green parties, pushing climate change, all of that. Julian Assange, she was connected to him. Wait. She has a book that weighs 44 pounds. Okay, she got an OBE from Queen Elizabeth in 92 as well. I need this date. If anyone's looking, help me out here. I want this date. All right. Westwood advanced from OBE to DBE in 2006. New Year Honours List for Fashions to Service. I need the date. I don't need the year. What did she get? DBE. So it's just telling me the year. Is anyone, somebody do detective work? I need the year. Date. Doing my head in. Okay, I'll do this. 2006. 2006 New Year's honors list. New Year's honors list. Okay. All right. Do we have a date? Oh, I've got the 2006. It's not giving me a date. Is it New Year? Is it literally on that date? 31st of December. Wait, the New Year's Commonwealth were announced. 31st of December 2005. 31st of December 2005. Messi's first goal was 616, the alternate number of the beast, 2006. Exactly, 24-week span. Oh, jeez. I'm going to put her in there. She's going in. She has to go in. Adam, thank you for everything. Thank you. Yeah, I've got to go. My chest is hurting. So thank you for everything. I'll get Pele shared his birthday with Ignatius of Loyola. Yeah, October the 23rd. 10 plus 23 is 33. Just a joke. But remember, 25 years ago, Elizabeth gave Pele an honorary knighthood. Like, why is she giving Pele one? It's just a joke because it's all ritual. Pele was tiny as well. Tiny. But he could jump freaking so high. Right, I've definitely got to go. I'll get this book out to you all in about an hour, and then after that, I'm going to shower and meet Kenya and just realize I've done a book that may change people's lives. I never thought I'd write a book that could change people's lives. I never thought I would write a book, really. So before I get emotional, I'm going. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, all of you. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, Cristiano Ronaldo. That was a big surprise seeing you in the chat. Chigozi, thanks. All of you. List goes on. Anyone who's helped me put this book together, anyone today giving me some extra stuff to look at to make the book even better. Thank you. Well, Pele is 1.74 meters. Number of the beast is 174. Cheers, 6079 Smith. Flinny, there's loads of you. Chuck, Happy Face Man, loads of you. The list goes on. This book, Alto, there's loads of you. Aquarius, Divine, boom, list, just relentless rise. All right, I'm off. Thank you, and stay patient. You'll get the book today, a lot of you. Not tomorrow, some of you. But yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! See you later. See you later.